Atlético Nacional is one of the most supported teams in Colombia and one of the best performing teams in the Copa Libertadores. But have their past successes gone hand in hand with a shady history? More importantly, how influential, if at all, was Pablo Escobar, the infamous drug kingpin in Nacional's successes? And the biggest question of all, did Pablo Escobar help Atlético Nacional win the 1989 Copa Libertadores? Atlético Nacional hail from Medellin. Today that Colombian city is known for its innovation and growth. The Medellin metro is a marvel of modern engineering and the pride of the city. But in the 1980s, the city was known more for its slums, poverty and violence. At that time, Medellin was one of the most dangerous cities in the world. Medellin was also known for its association with the Medellin drug cartel run by Pablo Escobar. Pablo Escobar was a football fanatic. As his sister said in an interview, his first shoes were football boots and he died in football boots. While never taking a public role with respect to Atlético Nacional, people to this day assert he poured money into the team, as other Colombian cartels did, for their respective favourite sides. In 1989, Atlético Nacional had a great roster. The keeper, René Higuita, known for his remarkable saves and his dribbling skills. John Jairo Treyes played up front, one of Colombia's most prolific scorers. And the calm, level-headed defender, Andrés Escobar, was the linchpin of the backline. Sadly, Andrés Escobar would go on to be murdered, allegedly by drug traffickers, after scoring an own goal in the 1994 World Cup. The team, headed by Francisco Maturana as manager, built their entire 1989 campaign around that year's Copa Libertadores, and Atlético Nacional emerged second in the group stages to head to the knockout rounds. They made it all the way to the semi-finals, but it is here where allegations of Pablo Escobar's influence first truly arise. Atlético Nacional were playing Uruguayan side Danubio. Away, Atlético Nacional drew 0-0, but in Colombia, the score was a remarkable 6-0. One of the officials, Argentine Juan Bava, later claimed that Escobar had tried to buy off 3 of the game's referees. He claimed that in Medellin, where the second match was played, armed men offered the referees 2 options, plata or plomo, silver or lead. In other words, the referees would take the bribe and hand the game to Atlético Nacional, or they would be killed. Bava said, jokingly, that if the game was tied 0-0 at the 90th minute, he would himself score for the Colombian side. In the finals, Atlético faced Paraguayan team Olimpia. In the first game, Nacional went down 2-0. In the second game at home, they won by 2-0. So the tie went to penalties to decide the winner of that year's Copa Libertadores. Atlético Nacional won 5-4. Their first Copa Libertadores title, and their first Copa Libertadores title for a Colombian team. Nonetheless, the win was seen, and is still seen by some, as suspicious. Atlético's manager, Francisco Maturana himself, said that Pablo Escobar's influence in the team was strong. According to Maturana, the introduction of drug money into football allowed us to bring in great foreign players. It also kept our best players from leaving. Our level of play was elevated. People saw our situation and said Pablo was involved, but they couldn't prove it. One of Pablo Escobar's lieutenants, a Medellin cartel assassin, Popeye Velasquez, denied the claims of drug money involvement in the 1989 Copa Libertadores. In truth, Pablo Escobar did not buy or influence the Copa Libertadores of 1989, said Popeye. He denied claims of Escobar threatening referees in that competition. He did admit that the Medellin cartel had ordered the assassination of Colombian referee Alvaro Ortega in the domestic league. As Maturana inferred, the claims may never be proven one way or the other. While the 1989 Copa Libertadores will likely remain controversial both for Atlético Nacional and for Colombia, the future of football in that nation is bright. Medellin is a safe and secure city. The drug gangs have been dispatched or gone underground. Narco money is no longer influential in Colombian football. And as for Atlético Nacional themselves, they went on to battle again in an incredible 2016 Copa Libertadores, which is a story of pride and achievement, but a story for another video.